Hey guys, B Twice here. Today is Saturday, July 17th. We're going to pull up some TradingView to take a look at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and Ethereum, because it was requested of me a few weeks ago. As I said before, I've been buying the dip on Bitcoin. I'm going to wait for Ethereum to go a tiny bit lower. Um, but I do think that soon we will be seeing the bottom on both of these coins, but there is still some more downside. So when you take a look at this, what I'm seeing is that our peak on Bitcoin, the all-time high was a wave 5, and we're pulling back for a wave 1. Excuse me while I get rid of that ad. But as we're pulling back for our, wave two bottoms a lot of times are the 0.618% retracement, which puts us right at this 26,000 mark. So what I'm seeing is that we had an ABC zigzag move to the downside. We had 3 waves up, and that's not an impulse. So because this was not an impulse to the upside, I'm seeing a double correction, meaning that we're going to have a W, X, and a Y, and we need to find where Y is going to land. And then we got to hope that we have an impulse out of that and not another 3-wave move, because we had the ABC taking us to X. And now what I'm seeing is that we went down for an A, we popped up for a B, and we're in the middle of this 5-wave impulse to the downside, which is going to take us to this 26,000 range. What I'm seeing is we popped down for 1, pulled up for a 2. We're in a wave 3 to the downside. We'll pop up for a 4, and then we're ultimately going to head down for 5, which is going to finish off our wave C, which is going to give us our wave Y, and then we're going to hope that that's bottom. So I'll be buying these dips, especially as we get sub 30,000, because it's not guaranteed that we will get all the way down there. But that's the highest probability bottom for a wave 2 is the 0.618. So that's going to be a good spot that there's going to be a lot of buyers waiting there. As you can see, at one point we came down and touched it in the past, and we rallied off of it hard. So I would expect the same thing to happen if we get down there again, and I think that will be bottom. The other thing is, so that is the 0.618. Also, when you look at this impulse to the downside and you take the extension, the 100% extension from our what I'm thinking is wave 4 bottom ends up being 26,468 compared to the 26,593. So with that being said, there should be a lot of buyers sitting here waiting to get in. So I would definitely be scooping up Bitcoin on the big dips, and especially when we go sub $30,000. All right, so let's take a look at Ethereum. Okay, so let's see, make sure you guys can see that. All right, so it's Ethereum. Basically, what I'm seeing is the same thing. We're in the middle of a WXY correction. Um, This one, I'm not as conclusive about where the bottom's going to be because I'm not seeing a very clear impulse of where it's going to the downside here. Basically, what I'm seeing is that we came down for an A, we popped up for our B, we had an ABC move to give us a W because we're in a complex correction, because then we had an ABC to the upside. I didn't draw this on Bitcoin, but now you can see it. So now we had an ABC to the upside. It's not an impulse. So it was clear that obviously that's taking us up to an X, and now we're in the process of going down for our Y. So as we can see this develop, and I can count the waves a little bit more clear, I'll get a better price target on where Ethereum could go. But it's going to be somewhere between 1,800 and 1,100. So that's a pretty big window. Considering we've already touched 1712 off the last low, I'm going to say that this 1800 is not where the bottom's going to be. And that's kind of where we're sitting now is 1899. So the 1899 or 1814 is the 0.618% retracement of the entire move up. So that would be the most common place to find a wave 2 bottom. But because I'm not seeing a clear 5 waves to the downside here, and we're almost already at that spot, I'm going to think it's going to be a deeper retracement. So that's why I pulled up the next retracement, which is the 0.786, which is 1100 range. I don't think it's going to go that deep. I think it's going to be somewhere in the middle. We're probably talking $1,400, $1,500 might even be the spot, just because it's that psychological point where people are like, oh, it's that even number, everything like that. So we'll continue watching Ethereum. I'm not as big on Ethereum as I am on Bitcoin. I'll probably be waiting till I see a clear 5 waves on Ethereum. Now, when Bitcoin gets close to the bottom, that's my expectation that we'll be seeing a bottom on Ethereum as well. A lot of times they'll move in tandem. So when I see Bitcoin nearing a bottom, or where I think it's bottom, is when I'll probably dip my toes in Ethereum as well, just because we should see some pretty big rallies from this guy as well. So we'll see what happens, but we want to see a clear 5 waves down and probably be a buyer somewhere in this 1,500 range. All right, guys, if you like these videos, go ahead and hit like and subscribe.